What's up, travelers? Welcome back to the channel. ILIA Plonks here. We are back with ILIA Plonks Educational. I'm not sure though whether what you're gonna see next is 100% educational, but anyway, this is the first time there will be no playing on this channel. I'm gonna be using the map making app exclusively here to show you a compilation of 100 day one roads. What do I mean by day one here? It's kind of a meme in the geoguessr community that you don't know some of these roads, you might lose your duel on the spot. There will be 4 episodes, and today we're starting with South America. This was kind of an obvious choice for me. As soon as all 4 episodes are uploaded, I'm gonna also post a geoguessr map, so you can test your knowledge on day 1 roads as well. Please be aware this is only my editor's choice, my subjective selection of the roads. If you feel like some of more obvious examples were neglected, please let me know in the comments. I'll happily add this to my selection. And yeah, we're gonna start with I guess we're gonna go from south to north, because in the south we have the most day one road of all times. Let's take a quick look. The Ruta 9 in Chile, which is like recognizable even by 900 ELO players, I guess. Yeah, what's so special about it? Of course, it's easy to identify Chile here in the first place because we have the white Gen 3 car, we have the indented poles, and also all road lines are yellow, which is not the case in all the other South American countries. And what makes this special is a very distinct southern look here, combined with the concrete pavement. So yeah, it's pretty much 5 cable in all segments, this road. I picked the 2 segments of each road here, which should still both be recognizable and distinct. This is the another segment, driving in the western direction, but the road lines as well as the pavement are all the same. We can see no water here, but yeah, anyway, if you don't recognize this road at around 1200 ELO, you should consider quitting the game. Yeah, basically it's very Patagonian looking. This vegetation also can be found in Tierra del Fuego in Argentina. So yeah, concrete road, all yellow lines, Gen 3 coverage, click RN9. We are not going over to Argentina yet. I just want to show you one road. It's the 3, driving to Ushuaia in the mountains. So Ushuaia is the southernmost major city in Argentina, and here we have a vibe that resembles the Chile one maybe, but the Google car will be black, of course, in Argentina. And we also have the double yellow middle lines combined with snow-capped mountains. I mean, never go wrong on this, I guess. But there's another section that looks almost the same. Very dark soil here, very high mountains, the Patagonian vegetation. Yeah, should be enough to recognize this road. So that was the 3 in Argentina. Okay, let's come back to Chile, and we're going to the north now. Yeah, all roads here are very special in my opinion, and this one is no exception. Unfortunately, it doesn't have any number, but yeah, maybe if you know it, let me know in the comments. So it's the road that goes from Talca, Colbún, through La Mina to the Argentina border here. There's also spill coverage. So the connecting road in Argentina would be the 115, What's so special about this? It's the only major road that goes through the Andes that has this coverage. So it's all snow. You have snow poles all around. All road lines are yellow, and we have the blue Gen 4 car here. The coverage is updated to 2026 now. So yeah, I don't think you'll get something like this in any other country, so it should be a day one road as well, in my opinion. Let's see the other section. So here we can see significantly less snow, but anyway, kinda recognizable. The road lines are the same, the pavement quality is the same. So yeah, the more west you go, you see more bushes and stuff. But the vibe is definitely the same, and you'll get snowy mountains all over the place. So yeah, there we have this one road. Of course, if we are talking about Chile, there's one more road that looks completely free. This is the one driving along the coast, so it's only the matter of lining up the coast and the mountains. It's very distinct. Let me show you this in full screen. Yeah, it's basically the mountainous desert of Chile, except you have water to the west all the time. So all road lines are white, of course, with some reflectors on the side. And yeah, you'll get a lot of stones just laying around the coast. There's a different segment of the same road that looks basically the same, right? So you're like 800 kilometers away from the first spot. Still looks the same road lines, the same stones on the coast, some rocky formations here. Yeah, this shouldn't be missable, right? Let's switch over to Argentina now. Yeah, we had the Ushuaia road already. What do we have in Argentina? Not much, actually. We have this one, very interesting road. It's the 52 in Jujuy. Yeah, you would imagine there is a lake here, but the lake looks like this. This is what makes it a day one road. It's basically a salt lake. There's no water here. And what's even more interesting, of course, you have the mixed colored Argentina road lines, but you also have bollards, which is definitely uncommon in Argentina. Of course, blue car Gen 4. So yeah, you can line up the road pretty easily here. The other section is not so obvious, but there you can see some very pale white stuff on both sides. So yeah, you shouldn't miss this either, I guess. But here the road lines are all white, so yeah. I don't know, maybe this one is not so obvious, but if you're driving like through the lake, Salinas Grande, yeah, be an easy 5K all the time. Next we have Salta and the RN68. This road is also included in the spotlight section for Argentina on Plonks. So yeah, why is this road unique? In the southern section of the RN68, you're kind of surrounded by this red rocky formations. You'll have cacti as well, yellow road lines, and what was my second pick? This one? Yeah. So if you see mountains this red, you should be in Salta, and if you click, here's a different car, the white one, but anyway, there's absolutely nothing wrong with clicking RN68 anytime you see the Rocky Mountains like this. I had to pick something for Uruguay, although the country is very hard to region guess. Anyway, here we have coast to the south, and it looks like one of the major highways. So if you look along the Uruguayan coast, you will basically never see any other roads that's so close to the sea, except for the 10. And this is what I picked. So yeah, the Uruguay vibes are quite distinct. You'll have the trident wooden poles here. Gen 3 black car, and let me show you also the second section of the same road. So here we can see that this section is unpaved, but we have the same hazy coverage, very overcast. Yeah, hard to miss. Oh, we have very interesting cacti here. I guess these ones are only found on the Uruguayan coast, but maybe I'm wrong. So this is definitely not the most obvious matter here. The sea should be. I struggled with Brazil a little bit. So I was only able to remember one road in the densely covered area of Brazil, let's put it this way, and it's the 116. It's a major divided road in the south that has all white lines. This could win a duel for you if you know your white lines in Brazil. So we have a very distinct southern, almost coastal vegetation here. And yeah, the black back of the signs should always scream Brazil for you, as well as the chevrons, so it should be an obvious Brazil. And if you see, the middle lines are not yellow as usual, but white. The 116 is a good choice, so it goes a little bit more north towards Sao Paulo, and it's also divided here. The car is not the same, but anyway, have all the white lines here combined with this southern tropical rainforest. You'll get pines as well. Interesting. Okay, this might be a controversial choice. I don't know if this is a day one road, but it's pretty useful to know this one. Okay, but we have something that is day one for sure. And it's the major Acre road. It's the 364, right? Yeah. So what do we have here? In some parts you'll still get Gen 3 coverage with this stubby antenna, but yeah, the Acre vegetation is quite distinct. You'll have a very Amazonian looking forest here with an abundance of different palm species, and yeah, what you have to know about the Acre road is that compared to the most roads in Brazil that drive around the hills, this one kind of drives into the hills, and the driving direction is always the same. Kind of southeast, yeah, east-southeast, and this will never change regardless where I click here as well. This is Gen 4 now, but yeah, see the driving direction will not change. Have some red hills here, but the main thing, the road drives through the hills, not around them. This is a good metaphor, Acre. And there was one more section I picked for this one. Here's freshly paved, so no road lines, but this is what the 364 looks like in places. Oh, it looks like we have an area code here, so you're up to play my map. After all 4 episodes are uploaded, yeah, make sure you look for all clues, not only the landscape ones. Then we have the main Amazonas road, the 319, which is the reddest road you've ever seen, and you'll have a lot of like acai and babaçu palms here, and it's unpaved on most sections. I guess you'll get some coverage in 24-25 where you get more paved sections, but yeah, it's the major Amazonian road that drives northeast, and it could also look like this. Here we see a more dense forest. Yeah, with the trees standing so close to each other, it's obviously Amazonian. And if you see this angle, you should always consider the 319. I feel like I might not give enough explanations on landscape and vegetation, because most of this is vibes, and vibes is not something you can learn. So I guess if you just grind some countries separately, this will work out for you. So okay, we've checked out Brazil. Let's go over to Bolivia, and we'll start with the east, which looks closer to Brazil, definitely. So here we have the 4, Bolivia, driving east from Santa Cruz. This road is definitely unique because, I mean, we have the Gen 3 white car for Bolivia, and also the famous or infamous wonky poles. It's very flat and green, and it's one of the few main roads in Bolivia that will not have the yellow middle line here. So yeah, if you're in the east, it's very green, and you don't have the yellow lines, you should consider clicking the 4. We also have this section that has very pale concrete pavement. The car is the same. Poles are screaming Bolivia here. Yeah, you might have some hills in the distance, but otherwise all white lines is kind of interesting for Bolivia, but yes, you should be able to make this out. This is the Eastern Santa Cruz road, the 4. We have one more concrete road in Bolivia, the 12. It drives from Oruro to the southwest. and kinda stops around Sabaya here. All sections of this road look kinda similar. We do have the yellow middle line here, the Bolivian bollards, the Gen 3 blur, where you could see some corners of the white car, I guess. Yeah, gettable. The wooden wonky poles. And the rumble strips as well is also very interesting. Let me show you the second section, which is almost identical here. Some distant mountains and volcanoes there. Otherwise, yeah. The only major road with a concrete pavement in Bolivia is the 12. Of course, we'll also have the 2. Why? Because it's close to the lake Titicaca. And yeah, if you see a big body of water in the south, you're probably in Bolivia. Here we have some other clues like the poles, which work best for Bolivia. We also have the wooden signposts. Yeah, here we also have the lake to the south. Quite distinct. The Andean architecture here all over the place. The signposts are not Peruvian, so please don't mix this up. It shouldn't be hard to line up the road if you see the lake. So this time it happens to be the 2 in Bolivia. And going over to Peru, we also have some roads that are touching the lake. I could have just taken the 118 as well. But it's kind of small. It's in Gen 4, but anyway. So I picked the 34i here. A lot of eucalyptus trees here. There's one more section. This looks like small cam actually. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the small cam coverage here, but yeah. A lot of eucalyptus, a big body of water in the south. So just line it up and you're good. And also this yellow grass is very viable for Titicaca, I would assume. Concrete poles. Yeah. I mean, with this car meta, you never go Bolivia, do you? Next we have the famous 30C. It's very flat and very tropical. You have the Peruvian signposts here. Otherwise, yeah, some sections of this road might be in Gen 3 still. But it's one of the flattest roads you get in Peru. Oh, there's a good help for you. Guess this pole top could be helpful as well because I haven't seen this one in a lot of places in Peru. So yeah, make sure you pay attention to this. Looks almost like Acre in Brazil. So if you try to click an area near Palpa maybe. Kind of similar. The poles are different. Yeah, the poles are definitely different. Yeah, tell me in the comments if you're able to distinguish the 30C from any of the other Amazonian roads here. Maybe it's just a case of picking up the right vibe here. This might be a questionable choice, yeah. Let me know how you feel about this. Next we have the Huancayo Valley. It's a very flat, very agricultural region. You have a lot of crops and aloe and God knows what here. A lot of eucalyptus trees, and it looks fairly flat in all directions until you see dry mountains everywhere. And the valley drives basically north to south. So check the other log that I picked here. It's all along the 3S here. All basically looks the same. So the angle is kinda, you're driving northwest here. So yeah, maybe north or northwest is a good angle for this valley. Yeah, a lot of crops here. Very nice looking. And these dry ridges on both sides of the valley. North as well as south. This is a good hint for getting the Huancayo Valley here. So the 3S was my pick in this case, but what I feel looks even more distinct is the 1N, max north in the country. It's very dry and very flat. It's divided in most segments. And I mean, I don't know if you need any explanations this one, but that's basically the only place in Peru that looks like that. Of course, you might say, how do I identify Peru in the first place? But we have distinct poles here with the pole paint. And also, you might see some tuk-tuks and these signposts, which are unique to Peru if we are talking about South America only. So yeah, divided highway, all white lines actually, interesting. So in the north, this should be exclusively the 1N. There's one more section that looks extremely similar, but it's not divided anymore because very dry, very flat. Peruvian bollard is here. Yeah, some mountains in the distance. Should be gettable, I think. Speaking about flat and dry, I picked the E25 in Ecuador, which is basically the same area that we've just seen, but now we have this truck that is unique to Ecuador and Rwanda, I guess. So yeah, looks like North Peru, so very easy to identify this one, and it looks like a major road. That will be the E25 in Ecuador. And I have one more road in Ecuador for you. It's the E10 going east of Nueva Loja. So the meta for this road is that you'll have this pipe going parallel to the road in most of its sections. It looks very tropical and Amazonian. You'll have a lot of banana palms and stuff. But if you see this pipe, let me show you one more section. Yeah, basically all the same. You have the Ecuador bollard here, the poles. I mean, you might confuse this with Costa Rica maybe, but the bollards can help you out. Very distinct Amazonian vibe here. I only have 2 roads in Colombia for you. First, let's check out the 40 east of the Andes. And in the northern section of this road, it's unpaved and you will get this very orange soil here. Also, this pole top that looks like a Sarawak pole top maybe is very common in the eastern part of Colombia. And how do you know it's a highway? You still get big trucks driving on it, so yeah, has a pretty distinct vibe to it. And the driving direction doesn't change here, so very easy to recognize. I mean, you know, the 40 is of course paved in most of the sections in the south. What it looks like. The kilometer marker here as well. But if we go up, this is what we're gonna see, and it's pretty distinct in my opinion. Next we have a no number road in Colombia. Why did I pick this one? Because, I mean, you should be able to identify northern Colombia, of course, with how dry it is and how white the soil is. So it should be easy to click at least coast or like max north somewhere. But with this road, you'll have the railway in the south all the time. And as you can see here, the angle of the road doesn't change for like 500 kilometers here. Regardless where you click here, let me click here maybe. There will be the railroad in the south. And I picked this one. Well, here it's max north and extremely dry. With the railroad, it's easy gettable. So yeah, we can call it the Uribia road maybe. So have we covered all South America by now, I guess? Okay, I can then wrap up the episode with the Rainbow Road. As you all know, Rainbow was involved in covering Costa Rica with the Google crew. So here we have the 142, which it has a very distinct car meta. West of La Fortuna, in this section, we will see Rainbow's hand sticking out of the window. And we are driving east here towards the city. And in the eastern portion of this road, we are also driving east, but here we are following the camera crew in a different truck. But yeah, otherwise, there is not much to say about Costa Rica in this regard. So I guess that's it for part 1. I'll be trying to upload the next 3 parts as soon as possible. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, let me know in the comments if I maybe neglected some obvious roads that everyone should know. Otherwise, see you guys later for more GeoGuessr content on this channel. Cheers!